everybody. Welcome to Railway Empire. Today I'll be playing a free mode that is based on a random generated map. And I don't really show games like this on the channel. Most of the time I'm playing World of Warships or GTA. But today I figured I'd try something new. Show you guys some of the other games that I play and introduce you to games like this, because this is one of the games I'm really fond of. It's a great game, and the developers of this game did a really good job. I've played it many times before. The graphics are great, the gameplay is good, and there's also a few DLCs to this game, which at some point I'm probably going to do a review on, since I've never seen a video on these DLCs, so I might try that later in the future. And for those of you that don't know my name is Kevin, and this is my channel, Kevin Plays Gaming. And most of the time, I usually do these streams just to try and see if I can get any views, if I can do my best in every way to try to get this kind of thing going, where I could do YouTube videos, create content, and try to get into doing stuff like this. So I hope you guys enjoy this commentary of me playing this amazing game. And for those of you that also don't know, this is a tycoon based game that involves the railways, and there's also a description of that in the description below the video if you're watching on a computer or on your phone. But anyway, let's get into this, and let's see if there's any tasks that need to be done here on this wonderful game.
Might have gotten his information.
And there is a Halloween update, and I will warn you that if I do stutter sometimes, it's one of the things I have that sometimes I can't control. It's there, it happens, but I just try to do my best to get around it. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this. So let us see what tasks we have to do. Okay. Keep in mind, I'm starting in the year 1830, so the locomotives aren't very fast, they're not very powerful, and they're not really that good. So I will do my best to my abilities to see if we can't complete as many of these tasks as possible to get a decent score. I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm going to try and make it as long as I possibly can. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's probably going to be a few hours before I actually finish this, just because this game requires a lot of time and a lot of effort. There have been times where I've played this game where I've had to save and start it over the next day. Not completely start over, but still work on it the next day, because it's just a very good time-consuming game. And if you're not doing anything, if you're bored, if you got nothing to do, this is a game worth investing your time into, because it's great. I recommend it. Railway Empire. It's available on Steam, on the PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. If you're interested in getting the game, usually a pre-owned game usually costs about $20. That's how much I got mine for at GameStop with the warranty on it. And I haven't had any problems out of it. So let's get this started. Kingman is here. So according to this, I have to reach a population of 46,987 within 2 years, which shouldn't be too bad, because there have been times where I've done that before, where you have to get a city to a certain population limit, and I've done it. No problems. None at all. But yeah, this is the map that I'm using currently. It's a random generated map. All the cities are randomly generated, and let's get started. Another thing you can do in this is you can build businesses, industries, which also give you profit. As I said, this is a tycoon-based game. Profit's good. You're not losing money if you're getting profit from factories and industries, whatever you want to call them. I just go with industries, because that's what it's called in the game, factories. Okay. Usually there's a station in the hometown, but we'll go with that. Alright. let's see, the nearest industries near Kingman are wheat, cotton, and cattle. Also corn. Alright. Well, I guess we can start by putting a meat industry in here, since it's the cheapest thing to put in right now, so we'll put that there. Build a depot right there. Get that set up. Oh, wrong one. Here we are. I will let you guys know sometimes it's a bit confusing trying to use a controller with this sometimes, at least for me, because the way that wheel is, it's just sometimes you get confused with it. Sometimes it doesn't go what you want it to go to. Alright. Well, now that that's set up, put a... Okay, I'm pretty sure that was double track, but... Hold on a second. I know I just destroyed it all, but, But the reason why I did that was just so I could put a supply tower here. So it saves me money from building a supply tower here and on a single track line here. It just saves so, and the brilliant track can continue on its way. And that's the good thing about it. Okay, so we've placed that. I still have to put an industry here. And, well, I guess we can put a brewery here. And then later on, I'll probably wind up putting a steel mill in here. I know there's one in... No, they're not here yet. Okay. It's probably because of the year we're working with. Normally you can put in a steel mill of some kind. Oh, and don't mind the messages that pop up on the screen. It just happens sometimes. So, there's nothing I can really do about it. Oh, okay. The tool makers. Okay. Alright. That's probably the business we're going to probably wind up putting there, just to make profit out of it. But for now, I'm putting that there. And according to that, we've just completed a task. Okay. Alright. That's one out of the way. Let's see. Available employees. Spy, headhunter, analyst. No other positions. Well, I don't really need anybody, so what I'll do instead, I'll just place that depot there. I'll probably put a depot here, so I'm getting corn plus wheat on the same train going to one city, which makes it much better, in my opinion. Alright, put that there. Okay. Build that line. Build the side track there. Make sure it all looks decent. Yeah, I think that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so what I'm probably going to have to do is take out a bond. Sometimes when you're playing this game, you fail to realize how much money you spend. And that's one of the mistakes I sometimes make when I'm trying to get stuff done in this game, is I don't pay attention to the amount of money I have. Keep in mind, I've already started with $1 million to start the game, and we're down to 153,000 already, and this is all the track I've laid, which altogether, in the game, it would probably say it's about 200 and some odd miles of track, maybe? Okay, I gotta remember how to... Oh, there we go. Alright. There we go. Promoter. Well, we will put the promoter in Kingman. Is that the city? Yep, that's the city I need. Good, good, good. Okay. So we've got our first 2 trains running. The next train I'll be running is from Washington to Kingman. I'll run a train from there to there. So far I got wheat running to the city of Washington to produce beer. And then once it stops at this depot up here, it'll pick up the corn from this depot, take it to the city. Usually when you start the game, almost every city takes corn in this game. Every city does. And it'll help increase population. The more goods you deliver to a city, the higher the demand is, the bigger the city will go, and so forth. So we have that train, we've got our cattle train running to the cattle ranch to Kingman. And the last thing I need to do is establish a line from here to here. And it's all set. There we go. Alright. Another cool thing you can do in this game is you can ride on the locomotives, do this, as well as use the whistle, for example. You can do that. Or you can change the camera position. For example, you can look through this position, the other side, the back of the train, and this is the view we started with. And these are the rest of the trains. Oh, here's our other train, heading into Washington. Okay. So right now we're doing normal speed. I'm not trying to rush anything right now. Just at the pace we're going, so. And right now Kingman is about 19,000. When we started it was, I think, at about 12,000. I might be wrong. Alright. If you want to go ahead and read that, go ahead. You can pause the video. Most of these newspapers I've already seen. And some of the events that pop up are actually based off real events that happened. Like, for example, there's one of the papers that pops up that shows the info on the battle that Custer was in. And that paper pops up in a different time frame. This time frame that I'm playing currently is 1830 to 1850. So we're going to see how well we do within that amount of time, which is about 20 years. And as I said before, this is probably going to be a very, very long game. More than likely, if I decide to stop the video, I'll probably do that and just continue this another time. So, we'll just see what happens. We'll put it at double speed. I know one of the things I do have to do is build. It's just based off my opinion. is it... Sorry about that. These different business-related items just to get this up and running, stop working. Which is another good thing about the developers of this game when they made it, was they did a good job with that. Of course, there have been other games like Railway Tycoon-based game that had it to where you had to build maintenance facilities and service towers. I have played the second Railway Tycoon game on a PlayStation 1 disc through PlayStation 3, and the way they used to make games back then is just completely different from the way this is. And it's just unbelievable. Another game I've played that's a tycoon-based game for railways is, and I might be pronouncing this wrong, is Sir Mears Railways. I may have pronounced that wrong. If I did, I'm sorry. But it's another game I played that is on the computer or PC. I also played Railway Tycoon 3 on the PC. Of course, like I said, in January of 2018, I believe when this game came out. And I remember watching trailers for this game. It looked very, very good. I was impressed with the graphics. I was astonished, but... yeah. We got our first successful train line going. So... how's this train doing? Okay. Got an express line, promoter... and we'll put you back in, we'll put another promoter. Hire an accountant. Put a security guard on the train. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. Oh well. Alright guys, I'm gonna let this run for a little bit. I'll be right back. I have to go get a drink, so I will put this view on. I'm trying to find a decent view. We'll just go ahead and leave it at this view until we get better locomotives. I think, you know what? Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Alright. It's a good view to stick to. Alright. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit, and I shall return. Okay. Seems like a little bit of espionage.